Hey, this is Web Junior 1977 here, back in the Oasis once again, of course. And see if we can get some people in here. See if I can break my the arm on my mic. Feel fairly confident I can if I keep doing what I'm doing. Anyway, might have saw my previous video. Got stereo. Got all, you can see one of the speakers over there. They don't have the covers on them, but I'm not that concerned about them. It's just for aesthetics. It doesn't need to have covers on to, you know what I mean, work at all. Hi here. This is Prime John 1. How's it going, Mr. Iron Cobra Commander? Appreciate you stopping by, brother, for sure. Oh, fun, fun, fun. How about her? Oh. Aside from that, oh, I can show you. I can finally show you, don't know if I showed this on my last stream. I'll probably show it again, but show my, what's good, brother? There's the color of my new phone, like I was saying about previous video. The same kind of had, same kind of had before. It's just a new phone, because my old one, for some reason, the charging port took a crap. And like I said, I'm not gonna lie, I think part of it was my doing, because I would get some dirt in there and I would go to clean it out and may or may not have scratched the charging port a little bit, and yeah, or just the little bits and bobs in there that you're not supposed to touch, probably, especially with something pointy that that you would need to get in there to clean it with, that kind of stuff. So I made the cases up. I'll show you the first iteration of it. I think I already showed these, but I didn't. This is the first iteration of it. It's basically, if you can see, it's basically a Sims Glamour Life art. It's just basically the cover art for the case, and just basically slips in there like that. Then I made a sturdier one out of, you guessed it, duct tape. Fits in there a little snugger, a little more snug, and put these here obviously so I can pull out. But yeah, pretty cool. I'm gonna give this to my sister. I think she was talking about maybe getting some sort of leather or something, or I can't remember exactly what material she was talking about. But thinking about giving this to my sister she's talking about making me a case out of something, and maybe she might be able to get the dimensions of it from this. So because you can't just get the dimensions, you wouldn't be able to get just the dimensions of the phone, because it has a case on it. I don't want to have to take it out of the case every time I want to put it in the sleeve, you know what I mean? So makes sense to measure it with the case on it, because and I wish that companies would consider that a lot more often, like different charging devices, stuff like that. I wish they would consider it a lot more often when, realizing that people are going to have cases on their phones, for goodness sakes, especially something, I mean, this phone's pretty fragile. Without a case, it's even more fragile. You know what I mean? Without a case, it's pretty fragile. you have to have something on it. You know what I mean? Like, some phones are sturdier than others, but this one here is not so sturdy without its case. I mean, you just gotta have something protecting it. Oh, it's $1,000 phone. I mean, so, you know, why not have, you know, something protecting it, you know? If you can afford it. I mean, if you can't afford it, that's one thing. But if you can afford to buy a case for it, the case was $70, which is ridiculous because it had a, if I can get it out of this sleeve I made, it had like a plastic thing. You might be able to see some of it still inside these pieces here. It had a plastic film, like a plastic thing that went over, almost like a cutting board, plastic cutting board material, and it was garbage, and it just broke. So I just now the hinge is exposed. Sometimes the case likes to try to slip off, but it is what it is. I like to get another one that has like a magnet for the hinge protector. I've been seeing those where, like, you know, you open it up, because I had another one that was on an actual hinge. That had a protector, was on an actual hinge, but of course it broke, you know. And so I like to get one that has the magnet, because when you open it up like that, then it just opens, you know what I mean? It just flips open, and there's no hinge to break. It just magnetizes when you shut it. It just magnetizes to the metal. So I was thinking about getting one of those. I'm not exactly sure how expensive they are, but something for the future. See how I like dropping stuff? Something to think about for, you know, when I get money. Yeah, we know how we all know when that is, right? I think all of us say that at some point. They're like, when I get money, I'm gonna get this or get that, and then when you get money, you find something that's more important, you know, like food and, you know, your taxes and stuff like that. You know, I was going to say mortgage, but I don't have a mortgage. But I do have to pay taxes still, so nothing's free, you know. You have your house paid off and your property, and you still got to pay taxes on it. Such is the way of life. But anyway, I hope everyone is doing well. If you're just tuning in, say hey. Got Mr. Iron Cobra Commander here. Awesome brother from another mother. Joining us. But, yeah, if you're just joining us, say hey. Or you can just lurk. That's fine. A view's a view. Either way you look at it. But if you're new, know that, I can't remember what I'm at right now, but at 800 subscribers, I'm going to be doing a giveaway. I do it at every 100 subscribers. Going to be quite a while to get to 800, obviously. Let me check the count right now. Let's see. If I open the right thing, nitwit. All right. Okay, so I have 739 subscribers. So, yeah, it's going to be quite a while. So, yeah. Alright, just looking at a couple messages here. Let me plug my charger in. But anyway, at 800 subscribers, at every 100 subscribers, I do a giveaway for anybody that might come in here and not know that. For the most part, it's mostly, I do get some new viewers once in a while, but that's kind of why, you know, it's taking so long to get to the next giveaway. But like I said, if anybody watches this that never seen my videos before, The only thing you need to do is be subscribed to my channel to participate in the giveaway. And I'll just leave it at that for now. And then when it gets closer to the time to do a giveaway, like I said, not going to be for a while, but then I'll describe it in more detail. But anyway, I hope everybody's having a great Friday night. I was actually scheduled to work 10 hours today and 8 hours tomorrow on Saturday. For anybody that doesn't know, I'm still currently working 4/10s. So today was overtime. It was, overtime, time and a half. But we was able to get out of there at 8 hours today and no hours tomorrow. So that's a good thing. I mean, not to say I can't use money. I mean, I could always use money, but the thing is money isn't everything. You know what I mean? There's things worth more than money. So whereas I could use the money, it's, I'd rather be home. You know what I mean? With my kids and my family, with my wife and kids and my family, But seems like some people kind of live in that place. Seems like I live in that place once in a while. Getting 6 hours, or sometimes you get into 6 days a week, 7 days a week. It gets pretty old. Haven't had to do that recently, so that's a good thing. I've had to work, 5 days, which most people work 5 days, but like I said, I'm working 4/10s right now. Next month, although next month we'll be going back to 5/8s, so kind of looking forward to that, but then in a way I'm not, because the way it's set up now for 4/10s, if we have to work Friday would be our overtime, and then we'd still have Saturday and Sunday, whereas if we work 5 days a week, then we might have to work Saturday, and we only have 1 day off. So, So, there's advantages and disadvantages to everything, so. But anyway, figured I would do a live stream here. Not quite sure how long I'll be on. Try for an hour or something. See how it goes. Not quite sure what else I can show at the present time. I can't, I need to get some sort of region-free, copyright-free music, like a tune or a song or something. Now that way I can I can show you my, try out the stereo on like a live stream or something, or do a video of it or something. But I don't want to play any kind of music, obviously, over it, because of copyright issues. Don't want to be flagged or nothing like that. I've been flagged for a lot of videos. I don't even know why I was flagged for them. But anyway, I wish they would explain in the videos what exactly you're getting flagged for, instead of just saying, okay, well, there's a violation, a copyright violation. I haven't had one for a while, but a couple of them I knew why, and actually one of them didn't even upload. One of my giveaways didn't even upload because it was playing. Because I do the wrestling, the wrestling thing with all computer driven characters. No, I don't play it at all. I just computer versus computer, and whoever wins in the tournament. But before I took off their entrance musics, yeah, got flagged for one of them. So I just, I got flagged for one of them. I was going to say flagged for one of them because I was going to delete it, but it didn't even upload, so. It just didn't upload, which is unfortunate because it was a giveaway, so I can't go back and watch that giveaway, you know what I mean? Which sucks. I do have other giveaways on the channel, though, that you can check out. You have to go back a ways, because last one was at 700, and that was quite a while ago. So unfortunately, it takes quite a while to get anywhere for me because I don't really do as many videos as I should do. I lose subscribers a lot as well. Like, not a lot, but like a few here and there. I'll get 10 subscribers and then lose 4 of them. I'm like, yeah, like, but it's more the quality, not the quantity for me. I never have any aspirations of becoming YouTube famous or nothing like that. I just do it for fun. I mean, I got a day job, so I don't need to make a living off of it or nothing like that. And I don't condone anybody, or I'm not making fun of anybody that does. I mean, if you can do that, it's awesome. But I already have a day job, so I don't have to do that. I don't have to. I don't have to try to make money off of that too. Although it would be extra income, but I just look at it as fun. The minute that I start making money off of it is when it'll feel like another job, and then I probably would want to do it even less. So I don't want to go that route. But I do appreciate all of you ladies and gentlemen that tune in, watch my streams, listen to me rant, listen to me babble sometimes, listen to me ramble on about weird crap that I later, maybe 5 seconds after, realized, hey, I'm falling asleep, that I better end the stream. But one of these days I need to go back and watch some of those and just to see what I said, because I honestly don't even remember what I say sometimes. I get in like falling asleep kind of deal and say some random crap that probably makes no sense to you guys and gals, or me for that matter, if I remembered what I said, that is. But one day I fell asleep on stream. Still kind of wish I would have downloaded it to my phone so I could watch it before I deleted it off the internet, but off of YouTube. But it was like 4 hours worth of sleeping or something. It was crazy. 3 or 4 hours worth of sleeping. Just kept on recording. I think a buddy of mine or a couple buddies of mine were watching it, and they were probably getting pretty freaking entertained, I'm sure. So, or snort, whatever I don't know what I was doing exactly, but yeah. I'm sure there was some snoring involved. There's a lot of yawning involved too. But anyway, just wanted to come on and update. Also, that 800 subscribers going to be doing a giveaway, which, like I said, it's going to be a while. But still want to put that out there for anybody that comes in new. I don't come on stream often and say, hey, please subscribe, or nothing like that. That's all to your discretion, obviously. If you go back and you watch videos that you like, and maybe you want to subscribe, maybe you don't. Maybe you just want to give me a thumbs up or just give me a view. It's great. Either way, I really appreciate it in any form. Not really doing the video content that I used to do. I need to knuckle down and start doing it. A lot of people coming to my live streams and chatting though, but also got to break it up and do other stuff instead of just pick up videos and taste test. I haven't done taste test for quite a while, but not that I can remember. But I did actually have come across another drink, Summer Blizzard, but it was a 0 sugar version. It was all right. It was a Mountain Dew flavor. It was all right. Hi here. What's up? What's up, girly? Appreciate you stopping in. But yeah. But anyway, like I was saying, I was doing the retro game streams and stuff, and I want to do those again. It's just, I don't know, it's hard to get prepared for those, especially especially now that I don't have I can't really do it with, I really can't do too many of them with actual hardware anymore, just because I don't have the hardware. Like, I have a few consoles back, not like I used to. I don't know, you know how to do it without that. You know what I mean? Like, I could get these, emulators and stuff and figure out how to do it, but then if I do that, then some people going to get butthurt, try to turn me in and say, oh, he's emulating illegal games and stuff like that, and I just don't want to get into all that crap. I'd rather just do, regular original hardware for now on, and, I really don't have those games to do it. I have quite a few consoles that I've gotten back, but I don't have the library. That's what I'm trying to say, I guess. NES obviously is the biggest library I have right now. Pretty sure that was the biggest I had before too, but it's much smaller, and I just really don't have, enough to do a stream. I mean, maybe NES, and that'd be about it, but I couldn't carry on from there with any other console, so, but, oh, thank you, girl. I appreciate that. Yeah, I try to do anything that I think might be somewhat interesting. Don't want to beat a dead horse with them. I don't want to I guess that's not really the right analogy, but I don't want to overdo it. Obviously, I know that's like a generic way of saying it, but I was trying to think of something more original. But that's basically the long and short of it. Is I don't want to do too much of the same content. I want to make sure it's something that possibly, not many people have tried yet, if that makes any sense. Like, I've been drinking, Dr. Pepper Zero Sugar. There's probably a ton of people that drink this and already know what it tastes like and whether they like it or not. And so I don't do a taste test on it, just because it's probably been done a million times already. Which, a lot of things I taste test probably been done already a bunch of times. But, But, yeah. One thing I do want to do is get some more stuff for this. I'm not quite sure what all kind of stuff they had for it, but I definitely want to try to possibly get I actually did a video of it years ago. I don't know how many years it's been, but it's been 10 years at least, probably longer. About I actually got quite a bit of views on it for this 3000 model. I think the 2000 model works too, but you got to have a different cable. But the cable that plugs in, it's a proprietary cable, of course. Who would think any less of, that's what Sony would do, or Xbox. I mean, everybody does it to a point, proprietary connections. But connected to the TV, I thought that'd be kind of neat. To I could play PSP games, stream them or whatever, stream them through whatever, and do it that way too. But apparently Sony's coming out with another handheld, but we'll see. Xbox actually came out with their very first handheld. Won't be picking out just because I don't have a new Xbox. If I had a new Xbox that I could do like a remote play on it, then yeah, but... And I also thought about getting a Portal, which I don't know if I can justify spending that much money. But I see them all the time for like $100 now on different places. So I'm like, is it worth it or not? It probably isn't, but I would love to have one. I wish it was like its own standalone game console, but it isn't. It's a glorified streaming. I mean, you just stream from your PlayStation to it. You know what I mean? It's what you could. This was one of the first things you could do that with the PS3. But it's also a standalone console. You know what I mean? Just like the PlayStation Vita. love to get another one of them too as well, actually. You could do the remote play with them, but they're also a standalone console, portable console. Whereas the Portal only does like the game, like the basically pairing to the PS5, and you can play your PS5 games on your, device. It's not a standalone console, so yeah, they're pretty cool. I mean, they're pretty neat how they had the little disc drive. This is the 3000 model. This is the newest model. After this model, this is the newest model in this form factor. The next one was the PSP Go, which I used to have, and regrettably don't have it anymore just because it burned up. But I mean, it wasn't my fault. But it like flipped up, and the controls were under it. I'd love to get another one of them, but they're expensive. But this is the 3000 model. This is they had the original, then they had the 2000 model, then they had this one, which is the 3000 model. This is the newest one of that style. You know what I mean? Like, the rest of them are worlds different in style. So PSP Vita was sort of the same thing, only bigger. I mean, it was basically the same concept as that one, as the PSP, but it didn't take discs. It took little cartridges, so for the games. But it was pretty cool too. Definitely wouldn't mind having a Vita, but all that stuff's expensive. Like the PSP Go, like $170 or something. It is nuts what people are paying for those. It really is. But yeah, I figured I'd come on here and do an hour or so, whatever. Try to get a live stream going for a little while at least, however long. It's better than nothing. So figured what the heck, come on and do a little bit. And it's crazy because I didn't feel tired at all. As soon as I started doing live stream, I'm like, like, I don't know what it is, why that is, but it hits you every time. Like, your eyes just start to get heavy, like you want to fall asleep. Like, it drives me nuts. It really does. Rearranging the Oasis a little differently. Probably going to do a room tour at some point. As you can see, I got all the pops over here. And that was all the turtle stuff. And then where all the pops were up on the big shelf up here, I got all the turtle stuff, which I have a lot more of. Well, I have a lot more pops than I do turtle stuff, but the turtle stuff is way bigger, so it needs more room. But be doing another room tour here before too much longer, and yeah, show the different, show the progress. I'd like to get cleaned up a little bit. There's a few things, like some leftover speakers in here and stuff like that I'm probably going to give away to someone that needs them, because I really don't need them, and I really don't feel like selling them. I started asking around already, so for anybody that knows me, and I can get them to you easy enough, if you need speakers, let me know. They're house speakers, and they're small house speakers. Some of them are like that, and the other ones are, bigger, Bach, a couple of those. If you need them, send me a message, let me know, and they're yours for free. I don't need anything for them. They're left over from the stereo, and I really, I'd rather just give them to somebody that can use them. So, got to get some messages here. Maybe somebody needs one. But, yeah, it's going good for anybody that was wondering. It's going pretty good. You know, some of you I talk to on a day-to-day basis, so you already know what's going on. But I figured I'd, share the insight anyway. But it's coming right along. Like I said, I moved some stuff around, making room for other stuff, and got my stereo finally hooked up. It sounds great. Again, I wish I could play something to show you exactly how it sounds, but again, number one, the video wouldn't do it any justice, and I'd probably get a copyright strike. So I'm not gonna go down that road. But I think I've already showed the Elden Ring Night Rain. I've only played a couple hours of it. I definitely don't like it as well as the original. If you want to play Elden Ring, play Elden Ring. I also got the DLC for this, which I probably already said that in a previous video, I'm sure. But great game. Definitely, if you want something you're not just gonna run through in a couple hours or even days, definitely, yeah, definitely got to give this game a go if you like medieval stuff. Especially if you like Souls games. This is basically a Souls game. Made by the same people. It's basically the same stuff, but different. So, I mean, yeah. I do like the idea of the multiplayer in this one. I like the multiplayer aspect better in this one. It, however, does have its flaws, just like any other game. This one has its flaws, but yeah, I still like this one better. Probably always will, till they come out with like something that's like this, but you can play multiplayer like this. Bandai Namco. Think about it. It's one thing that sucked for me. I've always been an Assassin's Creed fan, but I haven't played any new ones for years now. Like, I can't even remember what the newest one was that I played, to be honest. The newest one that I actually owned was the Egyptian one, but I never played it. I never got it out of its case to put it in my PlayStation. It burned up in my fire. So I'm like, yeah. And I'm like, do I want to buy it again? Nah, probably not now, because I'll probably never play it. I kind of would like to collect them though, either way, but it's, I would say that's an expensive collection, but every collection's an expensive collection if you get enough of them. But kind of like to collect them again and one day play a couple of them that I haven't played, but but to my point, because I got off topic a little bit there. Assassin's Creed, yeah, I kept waiting for like you to be able to team up with other players, like Brotherhood. I was excited for Brotherhood at first because I saw like those other characters, like, and like, all right, now I can, voice chat with 3 of my friends and go out and just murder some people. Not for real, obviously, but in the game. But unless you're Pat Robertson, he thinks it's the same. He says to God, "Oh, if kill somebody in a video game, God looks at it as killing somebody in real life." Nah, whatever. Go back to your old folks' home or wherever you came from. But not making fun of old folks' homes. Don't get me wrong. But yeah, some people are weird. Anyway, I kind of was waiting to see like a multiplayer aspect, and they did have a couple, but the one was Rogue. I've never actually even played that to see how good that one was. It's probably the servers probably aren't even up anymore, so either way, screwed. But none of them really. I was waiting for the you can go in there and do missions with a buddy, or 2 buddies or 3 buddies. At least 3 or 4 people total. At least like 4 people. Let's just say 4 people total. You know what I mean? I thought that would be awesome. But apparently there's no market in it. I don't know. But I would think that people would be interested in that. But what do I know? definitely not a video game creator. So, but I know from experience of playing video games for a lot of years, for 40 plus years, I've been playing video games. So, I mean, I think I know a little bit of something about things that people might be interested in. Of course, you know, all the games I like, other games I don't like, somebody else would like. But I'm just saying, I have the experience of playing for a long time now, and I have ideas. They'll probably never come to fruition, but just certain game franchises that either A, need to start listening to players and making games, you know, the way they want, because, you know, they're the ones buying it, or B, just stop making them. Like, it's easy enough. You know, just come out with another franchise that, you know, another series of games maybe that people will like better, you know, or modify. You don't really, not really modify, but make different types of games. Like, maybe just take elements from a few different games that people like and put it in one game. You know, and people do that all the time, but it's, yeah. But just some certain franchises, you just wait to see certain features of a game that they're going to come out with next. Like, you know, what's the next Call of Duty going to be like, or what's the next Assassin's Creed going to be like, or whatever. You know, and you just wait to see if that has the features you like. Sometimes it does. For me, a lot of times it don't. You know what I mean? Like, for instance, like No Man's Sky. That was supposed to be, like, groundbreaking. Like, they promised all this stuff. All it's going to come out, you know, day one. It's going to be out. Day one shows up. People are disappointed. People will spend a lot of money on it. A lot of their hard-earned money. And a lot of time in playing it. And only to find out they don't really like it. So, I think they need to listen to the consumers. We're their customers. I think they need to listen to us a little bit more, and, you know, or else a lot of these companies might just go belly up. I mean, they might not go belly up. They might just have to stop making certain games and start making other games. You know what I mean? But I'm sure there's probably a thing somewhere where you can make suggestions on different games, but whether they listen real well or whether they don't, I don't know which, you know. Probably depends on the company, you know. But there's a lot of things they can improve on and stuff, and then there's a lot of things that are pretty decent too, you know. So, but anyway, does anyone have a topic they'd like to talk about? Instead of just listening to me ramble for, I don't know how long for now. Well, I mean, it's up to 39 minutes. I'd like to not think I was rambling that whole time, but maybe I was. I don't know. Yeah, I mean, it happens with the Call of Duties and the Assassin's Creeds, and they don't stop and think. They're like, oh, we need to come out with one every year, and no, you don't. I mean, unless you can come out with one that is different. Like, I mean, all of them are different. Don't get me wrong, but they're like so similar to each other that. Was it really worth making another one? Or just waiting until you could make something way different, than you've done before? And some companies done that. Like, well, for instance, Elden Ring. And now we got the Night Rain. The Night Rain, it's definitely Elden Ring, without a doubt. But it's a lot different, too. I mean, there's a lot of stuff different from this game. And for me personally, this one's definitely the way to go, with no question. But to some people, this in here is great. Like, and I'm not saying it isn't. I'm just saying I haven't played enough of it to know exactly how well good it is. But it does have good aspects of the game. But they need to start doing stuff like that. Like, yeah, exactly. Like, a lot of, like we'll just pick on Call of Duty again. Are they all identical? No, of course not, because that would be stupid. But they're very similar. You know, I mean, let's change up the maps. Take out a few guns, throw in a few different guns, and repackage it. You know what I mean? You can't do that. Like, I mean, they can do that because they clearly do it, but they shouldn't do that. You know what I mean? Like, I understand run and gun. Like, I understand that all Call of Duty's run and gun. Okay, that's, understandable because that's Call of Duty. You know what I'm saying? It's an army. It's a military, game. So obviously there's going to be running and gunning. I get it. But they should, I don't know. They should stop and think of, like, oh, maybe they don't want jetpacks so they can, fly up on top of a building in a couple seconds, like, or maybe they don't like this or maybe they don't like that. It's just need to listen a little more, and they need to stop coming out with something every year, like cell phones or computers. Hell, I think computers come out more than once a year. They come out probably every 6 months. It's ridiculous, but just completely ridiculous. But yeah, the whole repackaging the game kind of reminds me of, like, different Transformers. Like, there's like, okay, we're too lazy to make a completely different Transformer, but we'll take this yellow Transformer here, we'll make it blue, and we'll change the head sculpt on it, call it something different. Hey, we can make another $1 million off of that game, off of that one, even though it's literally the same mold as another one. Just change the head up so it doesn't look different, or so it doesn't look the same, and change the color of it. Call it something else. Yeah, that is the thing. But anyway, I was saying about No Man's Sky. I didn't finish saying that, but they promised so much on this game that it was, I can't say impossible to live up to the expectations, but they didn't live up to the expectations. There was a lot of pissed off players, and so they come out with patches, they come out with updates. Like DLCs and stuff, but they didn't charge anything for them to compensate people, which I thought was pretty cool. Now it's like really awesome. Of course, I don't have the game because it's burned up in fire, but that's another thing. That's a story for another day. But it's got to stop repackaging shit and thinking it's different, and it isn't. But and it's that's a weird thing because they never used to. I mean, I can't say never used to, like, reuse games back in the day. Like, Doki Doki Panic is Super Mario Brothers 2, so I can't say they'd never done it, but it was a lot less likely back in the day to do stuff like that than now. Like, it's just, ugh. Don't get me wrong, like some Atari games, you're just like, what the hell do you do in this game, and why are they doing it? Like, why is this a thing? Like, why is this a game? But yeah, we're coming up on 45 minutes. I'm going to go to an hour here because I'm probably going to fall asleep setting up if I don't. I'm not tired of talking to anybody by any means. I could talk for hours. But my eyelids aren't going to cooperate with that. So go to an hour here and do my sign-offs. I'm sad if I miss any, I'm sorry if I miss anybody's comment while I'm doing that. I apologize for that. But especially because the stream, it seems to end abruptly. I don't know why. I still haven't figured out why it does that. That's why at the end you'll notice I'll sign out and then I'll slowly just push this back and maybe look back toward the screen, back toward the camera again before I click it off. That way, maybe it won't just go, So, but I'm going to get up tomorrow and I'm going to go get those remotes from Mark's Computers. I think they'll be pretty cool. Like, it'd be cool to be able to change it. Like, if I'm sitting here, I can control the stereo. It's literally right here. I can touch it. But, like, the CD player, if I play that, if I had to pay, like, $60 for a remote, I'd be like, nah, not worth it. But I could get them for cheap. So, a couple dollars a piece, why not? If I can get both of them for, like, $5-10 for both remotes, why not? You know what I mean? So, definitely going to go check out Mark's Computers tomorrow. Definitely be worth the trip. It's like 45 minutes from my house. It's not terrible. It's not a terrible ride. There's, way worse places to go, including to work, and it's only like a half-hour drive. Not even that, but yeah, I'll go to an hour here and jump off, and I don't know whether my next video might be my next video is probably going to be a pickup video of the remotes and tell you whether they work or not. But and they probably will, because especially I could speak for Sony anyway. I'm pretty sure I'm going to be able to find a remote control for my CD player pretty easily. The receiver I've never owned a receiver of that brand, but hopefully if I buy a remote that clearly goes to a stereo with that branding on, with that company on it, hopefully it'll work. We'll see. And if not, I probably only paid $2 or $3 for the remote, so not a huge loss. I'm not rich, but I'm not that poor either, so I don't have to worry about that much money. But it would still be nice if it worked, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, as you can see, I got my other speakers down here boxed. Gonna be giving them away. So, like I said, I'd rather, well, first of all, I'd rather give them to somebody that can use them, but also I'd rather not sit on them for 3 weeks hoping that somebody's going to buy them. That's, nah. I'll put them on, like, I'm going to ask around a few more people, friends, family, whatever. And if I don't find anybody there, then I'll probably post it on Facebook Marketplace just as free. Come pick it up. Needs to go kind of deal. Might have a few other things to do that with, but we'll see how that goes. But yeah, figured if I can give them away to somebody that can use them, then they're getting used. It's instead of just sitting here on my floor. Number one, taking up a bunch of room. Number two, not being used. There's no sense in having it if I'm never going to use them. I mean, it's just a simple fact. But yeah. What other topic can I get into? Probably be working on my stereo tomorrow at some point as well. Pretty much got it all done except for I want to run a cable up and put an antenna up, see if I can get some sort of radio stations. If I can't, that's fine. I don't need the radio to work, but it'd be neat. Listen to some. I mostly listen to talk radio. I think it's 103.7. No, wait a minute. Yeah, 103.7 FM. Like a talk radio. There's no music except for like intros when different different people come on any given time. But it's pretty cool. Definitely would like to listen to that in here if possible, but don't hold too high hopes that I'll be able to get something in like that. My other stereo was pretty good. I had it hooked up to a CB antenna, and it worked all right. It wasn't bad, but I'm not sure what I can do with. Not sure what I can do with this, if this will even work. But they extend out really far. And this is already. Excuse me. These are already bare wires, but I'll probably have an extension on this and put it up in the. Might even hook it up before I go in for bed tonight, just to see whether or not I can get any kind of stations at all. Right now, I don't have anything on it, and I can't get crap. I don't even hear static, which I'm not sure if that's a new thing or not. I know, like, TVs and stuff, you don't really hear the white noise anymore. So, I don't know if they got rid of that altogether, like, for stereos, or how that even works, but I don't hear anything. So, I'm like, I don't know why. I don't know if I just, need to hit some sort of button that I'm not sure what to hit, but I don't know. But, I know this can't hurt, let's put it that way. It's got to do a little something, you'd think, but they're bunny ears for TV. Matter of fact, I think my CRT television probably has one of these old-timey things. You snap right down in the top, and then you got your bunny ears. But I'm not quite sure. But I'm going to put it up there, across. I'm going to extend these out far enough that I can put them between the rafters. I see it goes pretty damn far. It goes pretty far. We're running past the camera. Still going. And there's the other. So, one little tip on these antennas, never push them from back here and push them. Because you can always bend them. Best way to do it, start back here. Work your way in. It's the best advice I can give you about antennas. If you go all the way in and you start shoving, you might bend it. This right here is not as easy bent because it's all together. When you get out to this little section right here, it'll bend in a heartbeat if you push too hard, like so. Always do it like that, or just set it up there and you never have to touch it again. Wanted to, but this is definitely the old timey. This is literally snaps into the top of the TV, and then you. But we'll see if she comes with these stations again. I won't be able to do a live stream or video on it, but because I might play a song I get copyright strike for, which is a lot of songs. But the cool thing is, though, is now that I'm thinking of it, I do have my brother's CD. I do have my brother's CD of the band he was in years ago. Now that I'm thinking of it, I could just easily send him a message. He would say yes, but I'm still going to send him a message. Ask him if I can play one of his songs on my live stream, or on a video for that matter. And yeah, I could do it that way, because I wouldn't be able to get copyright strikes on that unless it was from him. So I didn't even think of that, but definitely thinking of it now. So but anyway, I'm going to be jumping off here very shortly. Again, in no way, shape, or form am I tired of talking to any of you, because I could talk forever, probably. But this kind of right here is, that kind of had to work 8 hours today, but I'm not going to complain. It gets me some extra money, so it's supposed to be 10, but and 8 tomorrow, but like I said, they knocked it back to 8 today and none tomorrow, which I'm not going to complain about. So, but I don't mind getting a little bit of overtime. Gets old after a while, but it gets extra money, you know what I mean? And like I said, money isn't everything, but if I have a choice to go to work or be in here, I choose this place any day of the week. So I think all of us would, not this place, but their home, you know what I mean, over working if they had a choice, you know what I mean, obviously I don't have a choice to work, but if we're given the choice to work overtime, I don't volunteer a lot just because we end up getting a lot of overtime anyway. So it's kind of like, sometimes they have the audacity to be like, we'll work like 5 weekends in a row. Then the 6th weekend, they'll be like, oh, we're just looking for volunteers this weekend. Anybody want to volunteer? Well, probably not, because they just worked 5 freaking weeks straight without one break. And now, without one day off. And now you're going to ask for volunteers to volunteer the next the next time all over. Nah, the next weekend after that, when they've already worked how many in a row, that probably not going to do it. And I don't blame them. I wouldn't want to either. But it does get old once in a while. It does, but a lot of things get old, so it's kind of, what are you gonna do, right? But anyway, we're coming up on 1 hour here, and I'll do the sign off and all that fun stuff. But hope everybody had somewhat of a good time here. If you're new to the channel, just tuning in, watching it, welcome. If you're watching it after the fact, I know that a couple of my friends are going to be, oh man, I couldn't make it, blah, blah. That's fine. That's fine. If you're watching this right now, I understand. I mean, there's a lot of things more important than watching. Maybe you can watch them anytime because they upload. So, but I mean, I get it. Talking live on the stream is cooler. I get it, but you can't always be there. You got to be there for family and loved ones too. That's just the way it works. So, but yeah, I'll wrap it up here. Like I said, appreciate all of you stopping by, all the subscribers, all the support over the years, and here's to many more years. Like I said, 800 subscribers, going to be a while, but 800 subscribers, going to be doing a giveaway. So be watching out for that. And yeah, appreciate everybody. And until next time, thanks for watching, and I'll meet you right back here in the Oasis.